Okay, let's see how much we can cover then. All right. Oh, I was right. Okay. First question. Okay, so which team or which teams do you think could have beat LAT? Because I'm gonna be honest, they did look, unstoppable. Like last two majors, like they were hitting form for sure. I think they're playing nearly perfect COD.
Yeah, they were kind of fucking crazy. Like towards the end of the year, which is shocking to say the least, considering
They lost
how
to,
the
yeah,
start of the season went for them.
yeah, yeah,
Like, first of all, kudos to them for not blowing it up. Because, like, literally going into
yeah.
like the Toronto major and hearing the crowd chants "blow it up" after they got whatever top six for like the 400th time in a row.
I think they got
Like hearing
top
that and
four.
like everyone chanting it, and I was like, dude, they have to do it. Like, what do you do at this point? And then good on them for turning it around.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like honestly, if FaZe couldn't do it, like nah, I don't think any other team like Seattle might have had a shot, but I feel like Seattle's just like
Yeah, no,
too inconsistent. Like, don't get me wrong, Pred is actually the goat,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Sib
Best
is
sub for
fantastic as
sure.
well. And accuracy provides a direction to that team that no other player could really provide, and then Mac as well, like just a fantastic player. Like that team is juiced. So I realistically feel like I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think those two teams matched on
No,
pace,
no, they did not.
right?
Unfortunately, I
Like that would
wanted to
be
see
the
it.
only one I
Yeah.
could possibly think of because like
Um.
Optic looked questionable. New York kind of flopped, and then Toronto wasn't putting up much of a fight, and FaZe failed. So I feel like it could only be them, but like it's tough to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And LAT play each other that much this
They
year?
played two times. Seattle won both times, 3-1 and 3-0.
I
So
feel like it's not entirely indicative though of like
yeah, that's true.
how LAT was kind of hitting their form. Like I would actually say Seattle too was at like more or less peak form towards the end of the season too. But I feel like peak Seattle and peak LAT, I'd probably say peak LAT is just a straight up better team.
Yeah,
Because
I
like
agree.
thinking about that roster on paper, right? Like if we have like Octane, Envoy, you have Kenny, even Draws at his peak is actually a
Yeah,
beast.
Draza was
Like those
really good.
two.
Yeah.
He's
I kind of
amazing
hate
at
on Draws.
Surge.
I agree. Like I kind of hate on him a little bit, but like he's still a beast, especially when he's frying. And also he was relatively consistent the whole year. Even though at times again LAT looks shaky.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like the bigger question is like, can Seattle match that peak? And I think like Pred by himself could, but can the rest of that team keep up? Like maybe Sib can, but I feel like in this meta, like in this climate, like if you have a different Seattle team where like I guess, and I don't really want to put this on Lamar because Lamar's
okay.
been fantastic the whole year, and also again like he has an X factor of like he's driving that ship. Like you need that on each team basis, especially coming from like a main AR, like his role. It's so centered around being that like head honcho to call shit. And for him to not be on that team, like would they have done better? Who's to say? But like accuracy at his peak is just not going to be able to match the strength of someone
Yeah,
like
great
Lamar.
leader. Has
Respectfully,
the ice
respectfully,
as well. Yeah, respectfully.
exactly,
I feel like
respectfully.
Mac is also an X factor on that team because we saw him have like explosive moments, like
Yeah,
in
for
that
sure.
Optic series at Champs.
Oh
But he
yeah,
also
and
like
Major too.
exactly, yeah.
Yep.
But he also has like moments where he's just not impactful on the map.
Oh,
Like he
like
goes
He's a roller
no.
very
coaster.
negative.
Yeah, he
He's
had
been a roller
some
coaster.
shitter series where he like dropped point
Yeah,
sevens.
Well, it's hard to say with Mac though, because like I agree with you entirely, but also like I don't think that's because Mac's an inconsistent player. I think that's because like Fred and Sid were just better.
Yeah, yeah.
like and
Okay,
it's
that's
like
fair
when it
actually.
gets to a point where like think about when Mac came into the league on New York, like in MW, like New York out of nowhere became like a contender.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Matt.
Like
No.
they were a threat with Mac because Mac was their star. And like sure, he was a little inconsistent on that team, but no one else was really pulling their weight on that OG New York team. And then he goes to Cold War where like things are like okay, they're doing solid, and then Paco comes in, and then Paco's that guy, and now Mac's the inconsistent one, right? Like it
yeah.
kind of repeated itself where like Mac started out great, and then same old, same old. Like you get a player on there who just has a higher ceiling, and I feel like Mac kind of wavers a little bit. So I fully agree. Like Mac could just like absolutely annihilate one series, and then the next series he would be that like almost like they'd be playing a 4v3. Like it's just he's just not
Yeah.
impactful at all. I fully agree.
Oh. Um.
So if Mac found his consistency, could we see Seattle?
Beat LAT.
Like
Yeah,
sure, but no. Like I think
no, I
still
agree.
think like
LAT is
No,
I
yeah.
feel like there's a lot of ifs. Like I agree, LIT is gross, but
No,
also it's a super hypothetical, right?
I,
It's like okay, if
but
Mac is flying and if accuracy is playing at accuracy's peak, but is accuracy's peak still better than even like 8 out of 10 Octane or 8 out of 10
yeah, that's
Kenny?
true. That's very
You know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah,
Like I would personally take Octane or Kenny in that role over accuracy like 9 times out of 10.
but
Respectfully, again,
I
I
think
love
yeah,
Lamar.
but
I
I
met
Yeah,
Lamar.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I know Lamar, but it's
Mar's
like
great.
he's a fantastic guy, and he's also a great player. So don't get me wrong. But I feel like this year, especially, we kind of solidified that, and years past have proved that too. I feel like
Yeah,
if we go back even like max 5 years, Octane consistently has been the better player over accuracy, right?
that's true. That's
And
true.
again, not to say accuracy is bad, it's just like it's a lot of ifs to consider. Like they're the only team that could have maybe contended to LAT spot for chance, but like again, a lot of ifs would have caused that to happen.
speaking of Octane, he was having a rough start to the year.
Oh, that's true.
Kind of blew my mind. Like
Yeah.
he was regarded, especially like dude MW. I feel so
Oh,
bad for him because he was
yeah.
a top three
He
player
had
in
a
the league. Like
1.24.
yeah, the guy was an
Ridiculous.
absolute monster, and he was getting no support from
One of
anyone.
the
Like
best
that team on
statistical
paper,
seasons of all time.
bro. Like without a shadow of a
Yeah.
doubt. And I think honestly he would have won the MVP if he had a team behind him. Like Shotzi was my clear pick to win that MVP,
Yeah,
and
same.
he did. And then
Same.
obviously you had the Phase guys, you had Envoy, like you had a bunch of contenders there. But I was the whole time like, dude, Octane
Uh,
had a monster year, but no one was giving him help, right? And we always regard him as like the human turret. He's consistent. He's a beast. And then even in Cold War, he was really good. Like
yeah,
that team
yeah.
still struggled a
He had the
lot, but
highest
Octane,
S&D
especially
KD,
on
I think.
land, yeah, like when they went to land tournaments, Seattle I actually thought was like a threat,
Oh,
which
there,
is
yeah,
which
yeah.
is awesome. And then
Beat
finally,
Atlanta.
this is the first year where I've really seen like immense struggle out of him. So I'm glad he was able to turn it around because I do like Sam. I think Sam's a fantastic player, and also like when he's at his peak, he's one of the most exciting players to watch, for sure.
Like he said in his interview, it's literally the one thing that was keeping him from being in a conversation with like the all time like Call of
I
Duty
agree.
players.
Oh, yeah, not winning a
Yep.
ring.
He
Yeah.
finally got it.
You know what's funny? He could. I think he probably would have won a ring in MW. He actually was supposed to play for Dallas instead of Clay, but he turned it down because
Oh really?
he wasn't confident in Inder. He didn't think Inder could play respawn.
Which
Wow.
okay,
That's on
honestly,
him
like
then.
no, I get that criticism of
Yeah,
him.
I
yeah,
mean, Inder was a new player. Like he was a surge star. No
Yes,
one really
I
knew
feel
how
like saying that
to
about
perform.
Inder now would be a little bit foolish, but saying that about Inder back in MW is not that out
it's
of the
yeah,
question.
yeah, that's true.
Like
But
Inder was like as good as he was in MW, he still was relatively inconsistent. And like
that's
I
true.
really do think that like having Clay and Crim on the same team there, obviously as toxic as that may be, like that's definitely environment to whip your ass into shape for like your first like league, like real league chance. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
those are like two of the top dog mentors in the league. So to have Shotzi and Illy, and even Hoop to a certain extent, like those kind of younger talents underneath those two wings is definitely a force. But I kind of agree with Octane's point there. Like I don't think it's technically right, but like yeah, seeing it through his eyes back in MW, I can understand why he would say that.
Hearing that today though, that's kind of wild to hear.
Yeah, think
Yeah,
about that now. That's crazy. That's
that's
crazy for sure. But like
That
back then, no, I
roster
get
in
it.
place of Clay, like Octane in place of Clay, like they would have won everything.
oh fuck. They would.
Like that
MW
versatile
Octane
roster.
Yeah,
on
they would.
Dallas Empire on MW.
I think Clay was relatively
No,
underrated that year,
he
but
was
yeah,
good though that
He
year.
was. He
you
was
could
really
have
good at champs.
swapped Clay or Krim off that team with Octane,
I,
and it would have been fine, and
yeah.
they would have been insane. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So on to wait. So just to reiterate on the first question. So we agree that like at least Seattle probably have the highest chance to beat LAT at that point in the game.
Yeah, I'd say like chance wise, sure. I feel like
Yeah.
personally, it
But
was like yeah, it's in a vacuum, right? Like I don't think every other team that played them obviously did not win, right? So
yeah,
when we
that's true.
consider that, those teams just didn't perform, and I don't think they would have beat them even if they were kind of playing better. Like there's obviously an argument that FaZe could have beat them, but FaZe was a second the whole year. They
Yeah.
didn't win shit. As impressive as coming top
Yeah.
three at literally every event is the entire year, they didn't win anything, so they just were never able to get over that hump. And there was no other team that like let's be honest, no team that was out in the bottom six was even coming close to beating LAT. Like I don't think any of us like I guess Boston really shocked
Oh, that's
everyone by
true.
beating
Round 11,
LA. And high
game five.
key,
They should
Boston
have won that.
threw the fuck out of that set. If you
Yeah.
rewatch that set, like that round 11 might have been the dumbest play call I've ever seen in a
Like
round 11, especially at champs. That blew my mind.
they
Like
had
Yes.
beyond
all the
Boston.
momentum and just stopped playing.
It was
Uh,
bad. It was
they
really
they
bad.
did
But
not
also
have the
like
ice.
I still if you bring it down to around 11 between those two teams in that moment, I would have still picked LAT to win that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Like
they
no
just
matter
had the
what
ice.
yeah,
They had
it's
the
just Boston was a fresh team coming off of a roster change. No one was expecting them to even take a game off of anyone. So like the fact that they took two, like congratulations, but yeah, they're not winning. So yeah, I'd say like only Seattle, honestly. But like
same.
nah, like they have maybe had the best chance to contend, but I think like at the end of the day, it didn't happen, and there's a lot of ifs surrounding that Seattle team that I
Yeah.
think they could actually win.
All right, so on to the next question. Who do you guys think is like the roster that is going to be the best out of all the rosters that changed heading into next season? So that basically, which roster would probably be the best besides Seattle, Texas, and what was the other one that didn't change?
LAT is obviously
LAT.
first.
Oh yeah, we just talked about
Yeah,
them. Yeah. So those
they
besides those three, who do you guys think would be like probably the best of all the
Gotta be
besides?
FaZe, right?
Yeah, I was about to say like I feel like maybe we shouldn't bring up this thing question even though I was told to ask it because Atlanta's
I'm a
literally
big
there.
fan of Alec, like Varsity, but
Yeah.
like Slasher, the year he
Last had a
had
really
on
good
an
year.
inconsistent LEG team, like he was dominant.
Oh. Fuck.
I'm gonna agree, but like high key, I think there are some sleepers. Like obviously we don't know all the information yet,
Um.
but
I.
I don't think this
I.
team could potentially reach the same ceiling as FaZe could. But low key, now don't make fun of me. I think Paris, from what I'm hearing,
Um.
could give other teams a run for their money.
What
Like I heard today
is?
something
What is
like
the rumor
What's
there?
the?
well, so
What's your rumor?
I heard
Yeah.
today that Temp, well, Temp's like a for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know that.
Yeah,
And high key, Temp was like a top four SMG or
No.
top
No.
four
No. No.
player.
No. No. No.
Like,
He was really good. He was really good. Really good.
he
Yeah.
was
he
insane.
was
He
good.
was
Yeah,
insane. He was insane. So Temp was crazy or a flex or am I dumb? Wait, what role does Temp play? Am I stupid?
He was. He
he
started as a
was
sub, then
flex,
went to a flex.
Okay, so I
but
wasn't wrong.
I
I
think he
played him a sub
wants to
player.
run an AR.
I think he
Yeah.
does too. Okay, that's why I got tripped up. But so Temp was easily like a top five player in the league last year, and he just got screwed by a Pairs team that didn't want to spend any money. So I heard rumor today that Capsidal might be joining that team.
Yeah. I heard
I
it was
think Capsidal
Tej,
is the
Temp, Cap, Clay.
best slept on. Yeah, and Tej is the other one. So that I think where their fourth comes in, I don't think it's Clay. I think that was
Yeah.
kind of ruled out
I.
today that Clay is likely not gonna join that team. Which like if they can pick like a solid fourth, I think Tej had a solid year, and I think
Fierce,
Capsidal was
gunless.
super underrated. Yeah, like okay, I'm kind of like iffy on Gunless, but that's a topic for a later
Yeah.
day. But I think like Paris could actually make some solid waves. But like beyond that, like
Be
I don't.
better than they've ever been if that's the
I
roster.
would
Um.
agree. Yeah, that's probably the best team they'd ever have. Like even MW, they had like that one run where they managed to make it to finals and then got fucked by
Oh.
the first
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. By
yeah, Monday.
Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So like I think Paris could maybe actually like depending on that fourth, actually
Cause
I'm not
trouble.
gonna say they're gonna be a contender, but I'm gonna say that team is actually like looking better by the day. Beyond that, like I'm not sold on New York. I'm not sold on Boston. Florida right now is a joke. Like especially if they're like, dude, I don't know why you would keep Patty of all of those players. Like really,
I
like
heard
yeah.
Florida is Vickle, Havoc, Bracken, Major Maniac, and Dave Patty
Yeah,
will be on the bench.
I'm pretty sure Patty's on the bench for that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I heard the same thing, and I think like that team could be solid, but like, are they really gonna compete with the top boys?
Yeah, that's
no, I don't
true.
think they're making champs.
Okay, what about Toronto? Toronto's Insight,
Oh yeah,
Kleenex,
I
Standy,
cannot
and Scrap.
stand that new team, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the rumor of Standing going to Toronto, I don't feel like he's gonna fit well there. I really don't. Like I'm not. I think obviously Scrappy coming in is a huge fucking
Yeah,
plus. But
that's.
when I saw that it was like Insight and Kleenex are staying, and then you likely have Scrappy coming in, and then Hixie is like a maybe. I was like, if it's Hixie, that team is a downgrade.
Yeah,
If it and no disrespect to Hixie, he's a great player, but I just think
yeah.
that's a downgrade personally. And then if you get anyone else in there, it really just depends on that fourth. Because a team with a solid fourth there could have pulled. And when I found out like Afro might have been that fourth, I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
oh, this team is gross. Like the moment they start playing, if Afro's there in place of Hixie, that team is gonna be nasty. And then we saw Rocker's roster, and I think Rocker actually like beyond phase
Most
probably has the
improved,
best shot.
but
That team's
mo-
drastically
most
improved from what
improved.
they had
Yeah.
before, like drastically. So I don't know. I don't think Toronto's gonna. If we're talking Battle of the North, I'm sorry, Minnesota's probably winning everyone
Yeah.
this year. I'd be shocked if it
All
I want
right.
to see
goes
how
the other way.
Scrappy plays though, because bro, in Vanguard he was everything.
Nah, I think you. I think you. Well, based on his Vanguard performance, I think he would be fucking nutty.
I mean, he's always been like a known name in the scene, right? Like
Yep, and I mean even
Krish.
pro am. like pro am, he kind of proved his worth.
Yeah,
Like he had a
And
good
in the
pro
one
am.
match he played against
New York.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
He was the best player in the lobby.
By
Oh,
far.
easily. Without a
Yeah.
shadow of a doubt. Like the guy's a beast, and I think like Scrappy is easily a welcome addition to that team. I just think it depends on the fourth, and if it's Standy, I don't think that's an upgraded roster as a whole. Like
But he
I don't know. It's tough to say, but go ahead.
right. We saw sorry.
No, you're good.
We Standy like his surge in Cold War was really good, and in Vanguard it was also really good. So if he's going on a Toronto team that this year, like Surge was their best game mode, but they were like inconsistent in it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had Scrappy and Standy, like I think they can go back to like the Cold War days of when they were like probably the best Surge team. So if they
Okay,
can
well,
find
Oh
that
yeah.
game mode
I'm
they're
not.
dominant in,
I'm not
I
even
think they
worried
can
about
win
this
game
team.
fives like consistently.
I'm like inclined to agree, but I'm not even hard on this team for a gameplay reason. I'm more hard on this team from like a mental standpoint.
Oh,
Like I think for one,
that's
I
right.
think everyone in the league, even league players, even people who are winning majors, like phase one every tournament basically in Cold War, and they still said Toronto Ultra had the best teamwork of any team they've ever seen. Like Toronto's unit and chemistry was top notch. Okay, that's no secret that everyone kind of rates them as the best oiled machine as far as teamwork goes, and I'm inclined to agree with that statement. So that's one factor. The second factor is you have like Scrappy coming in, who don't get me wrong, Scrappy shit talks. Scrappy's a beast. Scrappy's really good at the game, but also Scrappy's not a pro league player. And that's no disrespect to Scrappy, but he also didn't even get like at least Hixie got like his one match to play sub. Like he walked in and he was a substitute for one match. He feels the experience out. Scrappy at the start of the year, I feel like if he's not all gas, Scrappy might struggle a little bit because like his whole game plan is not only just play good in person, but also like he's a menace. Like the kid stands up in the middle of games and shit talks to you, and that's just Call of Duty, right? That's what you have to expect. But like if you're losing, that's not something you can do. And I don't think Standy is somebody who's going to go into that team and mentally be aligned with them.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Standy came into a rocker team that like respectfully, again, I'm trying to. I
What?
always gotta
Okay.
preface
Oh,
it respectfully. It was kind of a fluke. Like
for
they
sure.
won that major. Toronto really threw away the advantages they had there. That should have been a Toronto done deal. Not to mention like they came in like winning against a struggling Optic team, and it gave them confidence. Like I feel like when backs against the wall, Standy is not the guy to turn to mentally for like your solid foundation, and it's just like a relatively young team. So I feel like mentally that's the biggest problem. I don't think
I
like
see what you mean.
gameplay they're gonna struggle as much, but like yeah, like teamwork, chemistry, mental, that's gonna be the biggest question
I
for me.
feel like
All right.
Vance was the guy for that Toronto
Oh
team
yeah, for sure.
to like
And now
keep
he's
them
gone.
in the game and
Yeah,
he's gone, yeah.
Benjamin Benz.
he's the goat.
And even in comms, like Cammy was like also like a presence that was felt like in the in comms especially.
Oh yeah, for the
And we
listens.
lost him too.
Yeah.
So I
And
feel like
Kim's former
Insight's
MVP
really
as
gonna
well.
have to step up.
I agree. Like I think Insight can take over that leadership role, especially now that he's definitely a more established pro player. Like he's off his rookie seasons now. Like he's definitely in the groove of things. He's established. Like I think he's there. But can he mold that into Scrappy, and can Standy keep up with the mental punches? Because again,
Right.
like if the team I think doesn't out the gate kind of run with it, I think we're gonna see them struggle.
All right.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
But just on paper alone, from my opinion, I think this looks like the best Surge team.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
think it's an
Maybe,
upgrade
maybe.
though from previous Toronto?
Uh, I think so.
Maybe
I think it's
talent
not
wise,
an
Give
upgrade,
talent.
but
Standy the
not
bomb.
necessarily a
Hmm.
Next
downgrade.
gets his first bloods and Insight and Surge.
Okay, talent wise, I see that for sure.
But like, okay, you're losing Cammy, and if we think about like Cammy's peaks, is a
Yeah,
big deal. And
that's
I think
True,
obviously
yeah.
there's room skill wise to grow with Vance, but again, like same reason why I was like talking about accuracy earlier. Like, yes, you're taking potentially like a little bit of a setback in the skill department, but like the leadership and like the clarity that that player provides is almost invaluable.
yeah, that's
Because like you can't replace that with a Scrappy or a Standy.
yeah. You can't
Like
teach that.
that's like a learned. It's not a learned skill. It's like one of them has to step up and be that guy. So I mean, if they're frying, then I guess they figured it out, and like really mentally they're. I don't think they're worse, but like I don't think it's
Hmm.
significantly better. And like if we think about Rocker, like Rocker got much better. Rocker dropped Priesta, who I Preston's probably my favorite player in the league. like when he's frying. He's had an abysmal last 3 years. Like let's be honest, he has not been good. He
No,
was
I
okay
agree.
in MW. He
Like
was really shit the
He,
last two
he was
years.
fine in MW, but like yeah,
He has not been
Cold
he
War
has not been
Vanguard.
good the last 2 years.
not
Yeah,
the Priesta
Vanguard,
that we've seen.
not the Priest that we know, and the Priest that
Yeah.
we love. Because when Priest is playing his best, like even I think like Enable called him like the 10th best player of all time, which doesn't even sound right. Like that was a video a while ago, but
Wow,
still, like they rate him highly, and I
that's
rate him
big
highly
guess.
too. But he has not proved it the last 2 years, right? So they dropped him. Havoc, I actually really like Havoc, and I think Havoc is super slept on, but Havoc is probably a downgrade from what they have now. And then Standy, if Standy's gone, that kind of mental baggage is gone, respectfully, again. But you're keeping Attach, who is literally your best player the whole year, who was like again a top 10 player in Vanguard, all pro team, and as he deserved to be on that MVP team, right? Those two All Star teams, he deserved to be up there for sure. And then you're backing it up with like some of the best talent and also just really good leadership in the form of Vance. Like Attach is already a good leader, but then you have that double power there, and Afro's a beast, and Cammy at MVP level. Like if he can return to that, I think Rocker definitely got upgraded.
No, they have
So
the
like, is
pieces for
that
sure.
more worthwhile than Toronto? I think so.
I think so too. I
The
think
work
they.
we saw
Yeah,
at Champs though, like that was rough, very rough.
What for Rocker?
Well, just on London, like at Champs this year,
Yeah,
Afro had
London.
rough stats on Lan. I can't lie.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
sure, but I think Afro's proved that he can
No,
perform, right?
I
Like
think
it's
yeah,
just can you keep it up? Like Afro
I don't doubt that
was
he's gonna perform.
fantastic.
Just
yeah.
Like he's been fantastic the whole year.
No,
Like yeah, he did not have a good chance. But also like let's consider this too that London basically lost two game fives. Like
that's
they were
yeah,
so
that is
close to
true.
you know,
beating both of those teams. Like they barely got edged out.
it's
So there's another day where they wake up and they win both of those series. So we also have to consider
it's
that.
kind of
Like I
funny.
don't think they were that far off.
I kind of like how you guys were like talking about London because the next question is who do you guys think could potentially be like the worst change roster heading into next year?
Well, London, they're not really changing them,
It, it
allegedly.
it's kind of just a downgrade from, or
So
I
wait,
don't know.
what did they do? Because I'm pretty sure, right? They're keeping Nasty, and then
It's
they're
just Afro
kind
for
of keeping
Pollux,
Gizmo, but
They're
not
getting
really.
Paul, so like who else would they get?
Afro for
That
Pollux.
makes sense.
So I don't think Paul is a downgrade because
No, I think the
that's
roles
bad.
is kind of weird because they
I
have
agree. That's my
two
following. Yeah,
flexes,
if
a
they're putting
sub.
Paul in, it's like what the fuck.
Like if they
Who
keep
is
Gizmo, then
Gizmo on a sub?
that's yeah.
Like
No, Gizmo's going to Boston.
no, I heard Poston would be the
Wait,
same. Yeah, it's just gonna be
Oh,
wait
Wake
for
Wakefield.
Teach,
for
Right, right,
yeah
right,
Wake
right,
for
right.
Teach. Yeah,
which is an upgrade in my opinion.
I
Well,
would agree.
that okay, that's not really fair because Tej he was very impactful, but his stats were just and he was
yeah,
very
yeah,
inconsistent.
I don't think Teach is a stats player though. So like
yeah.
No,
He's
he isn't.
I still think
yeah.
Awakening is an upgrade, but yeah, I don't think Teach is much of
Yeah,
an
even
upgrade.
when like Teach was like a top five player in like World War II, in my opinion, he had like a .94 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Wake wants is gonna like, I mean no offense, but sometimes he doesn't really play for the team.
Nah,
Like
that's true. Yeah, he went
Yeah,
yeah
that's fair. He kind of
nearly
has his own
triple
thing.
positive. Tuscan HP
yeah,
still lost.
and then they
Well,
lose.
okay. Well, speaking of fucking Wake, if we look at Skies, like I'm not sold on New York.
Oh,
I'm
Like
not
that's
New
either. Who's their
York,
leader?
I guess Caesar, but like, is it
mm,
though?
n-
Like,
no,
I
not
guess
really.
it's a
Kiss
weird
might be
team.
more of a leader.
I think
Kismet.
I think Kiz has a big voice, but I don't think he's like a leadership player.
It's
Kiss kind
definitely
of
not
just. I feel like
Puka.
he's one of those. He goes with the flow and like
It's
gives his input.
definitely not Paco either. So like,
Oh,
it's one of those two.
But Krim did say that like Kiz like he brought a lot to the team and like taught them how to play the game better.
No, I
But
agree. I think Kismet hella slept on as well. Like as far as I actually think honestly like that New York team was fucking gross. I
yeah,
think that
they just needed
if
more
they just
time.
needed a little bit more time to click. I fully agree. Like that team was nasty.
Imagine if they didn't
And
hate each other.
oh seriously, like yeah, like
That team could have done something serious.
they might
the
have won
OG
Major
roster
Four.
had a shot. But like the new roster, they needed more time too. And like if they were, they could have been something bigger too. Like they won the what the pro am event, and then the run they had at Major Four actually made me. That was one of the most exciting runs to watch
That
for
was
sure. Just
great.
the fact that they made champs was
It made
crazy.
Vanguard fun to watch again. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, seriously, seriously. But like that team, honestly, I think is kind of a downgrade. But I think it genuinely lies on how Priesta performs because I feel like Skies has been relatively consistent. Like he's been up and down in series here and there, but he's been quite good. Kismet's a welcome presence in the league. Thank God he's back. Because holy, when
Yep.
he was in the league prior to CDL days, like Like that guy was nasty to watch, you know. And then
I
Paco has
agree.
been like I think Paco is a little shrimp of a human being sometimes. Like the kid's cracked on the sticks, but like holy like that mental and that whole drama situation
Yeah.
going on there, it's so annoying to listen to. But like there's no denying that Paco's insane. So it's like can Priesta keep up with these three guys? Like maybe. So I love Preston again. If he gets it together, I think this team could be good. But like I don't know if their ceiling is really. Maybe their ceiling's super high, but their floor isn't. I don't know how I feel about them, but I think it's probably a slight downgrade from what they
Yeah,
had
I feel
before.
the same way.
All right.
Yeah, especially if you're building around Paco.
If you
Like
could
I
have
don't
kept
know,
Paul, then
Oh,
like over
true.
yeah,
Priesta, then I think that roster would have been better.
but like
But like
long term
again,
too, right? Like keeping Paco as your centerpiece with his mental is like a
yeah,
recipe for that.
and
Like,
he's
bro,
getting
he's
a
gonna
lot of
walk.
money. So
Yeah,
like I don't
he's
know what
getting
precedent
so
that
much.
sets.
500K.
Yeah, 500 grand, and he was gonna walk to Optic. He literally was
Yeah,
going to. And so it's like, okay, you're building your team around a guy who was literally gonna leave, and then they called him and were like, oh yeah, deal's off, buddy. Sorry, go to New York. Like he has literally no loyalty to that team. I think other than the fact that they were the first team to pick him up. I don't think he cares to be there. I think
things go
like wherever the
wrong,
money
then
is, he's gonna go.
if
You
you're New
know.
York, like you're in trouble if things go wrong with his
Hmm.
roster.
And I think like beyond that, like I guess LAG two would be a pretty juicy downgrade. Again, respectfully, I think
Because
like
think about
RC's is
that. Just
fantastic,
think,
but like you know, it's not a better team. And they that team again, major two, high key a fluke. Like no disrespect to LAG, and I love Asim, but Asim's not really
Mm,
starting for them anymore, which is a shame because I think Asim, especially when he's like playing his best,
he's one of the
is
most
one
impactful
of
in
the
the
most.
league.
I was about to say impactful too. That guy's presence on the map is felt everywhere, and he can just have so much room to go off, create space, make routes, open up lanes for teams, get a seven piece like it's nothing,
Yeah,
and then keep pushing pressure. And you're losing that. Like I don't think Spart's bad, and I think Spart's actually
yeah.
massively underrated. But it's like if he's starting in place, okay, that's rough. And then what? Hook? Like I like Hook, but like has he been amazing since MW? No. And then
Yeah.
Neptune, not sold on him even in fucking Cold War when people are like, "Oh, Neptune's playing so well." I was like, "Dude, this guy had one good event. Come on, let's be honest."
But do you think he was the best player in Florida that year?
Like not. I don't think there was a best player on that team, man. That
Wake
team
Mm.
was
was the
good.
best player for at the
I
beginning,
would
but then
agree.
No
I
way.
think
Yeah, he was
at
hard.
the
He
end of
hard
the year,
carried. Yeah, he hard carried
sure, at
Major
the
One.
end of the year, sure, you could say Neptune was the best player, but it was literally for like one event, and Neptune and Wake didn't want to play with each other. There was like
yeah,
beef the moment they stopped and they didn't qualify for champs. They were like pissed at each other. Like that team was doomed from the start, and I don't think Neptune's like one solid end of the season major was indicative enough to deserve a starting spot on a different team. You know, like I think he pulled some strings and finessed some plugs. Like he had to. There's no shot that they were like, oh yeah, like Neptune is the guy
Insane
to
talent,
go
you
for
know.
right now.
All
Yeah,
that
like I
stuff.
immense
don't think he's
talent.
at the level of a bunch of like he's great, but I just and he proved it in that one major, but it's like it's not consistent, and I think his floor is terribly
Oh,
low.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get to start on yeah his early performances. All right. Oh, speaking of bad performances, this is gonna be the last question until we quickly speed run a player tier list for the Vanguard season. Who
Cool.
fell off the most? Which player fell off the most? Who had like the
Cool.
best start and then they just
It's gotta be Zen.
Zen? I was
I,
thinking.
yeah.
Ooh, I have a different answer actually.
That's the first one
Let
that
me
came to
let
mind.
me
That's
think,
right.
but yeah, I mean like that's definitely not out of the
If
question.
we're going by
The
line man cards,
center
it's gotta be Zen.
Oh, that stuff.
Zin,
Okay.
yeah, Zin fell off hella hard,
I was think
respectfully.
yeah, I was thinking like
Respectfully.
you see, the only reason why I didn't say Zin was because like he wasn't great major one. I mean stage one, whatever.
Mm.
So I actually said it was shots.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. I can understand where you're coming
yeah,
from,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I'd still think I'd say Zin fell off a cliff like
yeah. Yeah.
after
I think
major
Counter
two.
to that argument is
Yeah.
Zen was dominant first two stages, then fell off massively, but
um
Ant was like really like elite, like top two sub for like I'd say the first
I think he
stages
was the best
including
sub
qualifiers.
for for like the first two stages for
Yeah.
sure.
So like if
And
you're going by like the peaks, like the highs of the highs, and then falling from that high, then I
I
guess you could argue Shotzi.
the thing is, I don't think Zin was actually that like I think Zin was not that great actually.
It was just the
Major
stage two
one. Yeah,
qualifiers
it
that
was just stage two. It was just
Sure.
stage two that in my opinion, respectfully by the way, Zin.
Stage two, he was
yeah.
crazy.
That
He
it,
was crazy,
yeah.
and I mean, like him alone was the reason why Boston did so well.
Oh,
Let's be
for
real.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
had,
Top
I
three
think obviously
placement.
they had Vanguard of the year, like Capsule was their guy who was kind of like
Nah,
popping off, and then Major Two Zin stepped up like
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
But I think that at their peak, like that was the best they were gonna do the whole year. I felt like I knew that
when they
as
got
like
third.
yeah, I was like they're not getting higher than this.
Yeah,
Like
I was
Zin,
like, there's no
Zin
way.
can't perform like this the whole year,
Th-
and can the rest of the team keep up to that level? They haven't proven it. So like I was like, okay, I don't expect them getting top three at another major, maybe top four, easily top six. I could see it, but like top three
Top
again, I
three,
don't know.
top four,
Like
yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with Zin. I'm also like I'm hesitant to say Abizi and Simp because just of my bait from like Cold War and how dominant they were,
That's true.
and then they come into this game and they by no means were they bad. It's just like
They just
obviously
weren't.
you're thinking of like the Vanguard season though, so like I do feel like Zin would be the most fair answer to
All right,
that one.
that's fine.
Like he
That's
was
fair.
just not good after stage two, you know.
Yeah. Because I think for like off of like COD standards, like in general, yeah, it is definitely Simping to easy probably. Like,
Yeah,
but
I'm
like if we're
actually
going,
rethinking my answer. It might be Shotzi, yo.
oh, you convinced them. No, I'm
I
kind of
could
riding their
convinced.
boys. So.
I'm convinced. Because I don't know. Because if you okay,
It
I'm
looks
just
like Shotzi had like a 1.1, and then like he ended the year on like a 1.04.
because okay, because after Major Two, he averaged a .99 or .98 or something
Yeah,
for the
that's
rest of the season, and also his engagements
Okay,
fell.
okay, like sure, but also like if we think about Zin went from literally
Oh
arguably
yeah,
the
one
fourth
point.
best
Yeah,
AR
one
in the
point
yeah.
game
three
to
to
literally like a bottom
yeah.
three AR like the next two majors. Like I'm
That,
There's
sorry,
also
like
context to Shotzi's downfall. I mean,
I agree. And also like
the
yeah.
team
Tinder being
issues.
off that team like really hurt them as a whole. Like
Yeah,
it showed. Like that team looked lost without him, and that's why they just couldn't rise
they
back to
forgot how to play control, which is where Shotzi
straight
also
up.
struggled a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But also, like, I don't think Shotzi's like fall off was as severe as Zin's. Like, sure, I think I agree. Like, Shotzi definitely did not his pace towards the end of the season. But if we think about like how hard Zin fell off towards major 3 4 5, it's clear that like he really tanked. Um, and I think I literally was thinking of some fucking schmuck in the league that's pissing me off now. I'll totally remember it in a moment here if I can. Shame. But yeah, I'll still stick with Zin
All right.
for the time being.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
actually no, London. All of London. Low key.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
All
that's
of London.
a great
Like
point.
That's
Yeah,
fucking like
no, no, no,
Gizmo.
no.
I
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got it, bro.
Gizmo.
Gizmo was
Gizmo,
dominant.
Gizmo. Oh my
Gizmo was the
God.
MVP.
How did we
Gizmo was
forget about him?
rookie of the year. Gizmo was MVP rookie of the year at the start of the season, and then
Yep.
he had to take that step back, and obviously it hurt the performance of the team. Zero was quite good at the start. He was pretty solid the whole year, but like
Zero was a top three AR,
I
like
agree.
main
Yeah,
AR.
he downgraded for sure. I don't think Nasty and Afro quite fell off as hard, but like there is definitely a downfall there.
Yeah.
And then when they had to bring in who was it, Harry? Is that who it
Yeah,
was? I can't
Harry.
remember.
Yeah, it was Harry.
Yeah, it was Harry. That was it. So when they brought in Harry too, that team looked lost, and it just like I don't even want to say Gizmo because that feels like rude given the fact that like he had to step back just for like personal
Yeah,
reasons. You know what I
No,
mean? Like it's
but
not
like
like he was just like
um
playing really good and then started playing bad. It was more like he had to step back, and I think the team as a whole suffered because of it. So I'll straight up say all of London.
to
I
help your
kind of
argument.
want
Okay,
to, but
I'll help you a bit. Gizmo had a 1.2 for like Major One qualifiers, but then at the actual LAN he had a .81.
yeah,
That is ridiculous.
that's insane. I'll
But
say Giz, but
yeah,
again,
uh,
like not in a mean way because
yeah,
like really wasn't his fault.
yeah. Apparently he was like sick during the LAN. He was like coughing
Okay,
blood and
well
stuff.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Jeez, man, what's one? He still played. Damn, I would have thrown in the towel. I was
yeah,
like, fuck that. Harry, get your ass in
Who's
there.
their sub? Harry the whole year?
yeah. It was Harry,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is because I don't know why you would get a main AR for a sub, but it's
Oh, Harry's a main. Oh, that's probably why I didn't even know that.
yeah. That's why the
That was
pacing was
really
so yeah. That's
talented.
why the pacing was so fucked when
That
he
actually
subbed
makes a
in
lot
for
of sense.
Gizmo, cause like if he was a flex AR, then it was like oh it would make sense, but no, he was a main, so the
Well, and
actual pacing.
it was kind of the same problem as Optic, right? When because the team just
Oh
got
yeah,
together in their full strength capacity sort of situation, you just missed like the bulk of the season with the team that you were supposed to be playing with, and that just feels like you're set back to Major One. Like it just feels like you're taking steps back, and like when you have a team like both of those teams showed it, they were like really good at the start. And then had a roster change, not of anyone's particular fault, like not because anyone was underperforming, but when that happens, then it just throws off the whole team rhythm. Like we saw with Optic, they couldn't win champs, and I think they were a heavy
Yeah.
favorite to do so, even with Inder's issues, right? And
Yep.
then London, I don't think anyone was expecting London to win, but also at the same time, they didn't win. Like, yeah, they lost two round fives, but like they just straight up came last.
Yeah.
And Zero looked pissed and then took off his jersey. Like it was just a rough end to a rough year for those guys. They started out really well and then just fell off.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna do the tier list now. This is really interesting to me because I get to hear like hearing everybody's opinions of like individual players is like the most interesting thing to me. Um,
Run it.
because yeah, so it's in alphabetical order. All right. So I think this has everybody but one player. I can't remember who it was. Oh
This
yeah,
is
it doesn't have
Vanguard
two
as like
real.
a
It
whole, right?
yeah, it doesn't have two real. That reminds me. So we'll just use. I don't think we'll be doing benched players, so I think I'll just use Dav Patty as a
Well, no.
two
So
real
like,
substitute.
why don't we just keep Patty as Patty because Patty played most of
Uh,
the season, right? Because he was
all right.
Zero played one stage, right?
So who do we use? Like what?
yeah. Turio only played at the end,
Yeah.
so I feel like we can just omit
I
Turio and
mean,
say he was key.
no, no, no,
Like
no, no. I'd probably say we could just all agree Tour was like a bomb two player along like
I would agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just throw him down
him
there.
or
Like he
him
How
or
do you guys
Jimbo.
want to do this? Like, do you guys want to start with S, A, and B, or just like go player by
just
player?
play. We can go player by player
Yeah,
and see
player
how
by
it goes.
player. So
Okay.
first is a BZ. Oof.
Hold on, is this going into next year or just off of Vanguard?
Off of Vanguard, not going to next
Okay,
year.
okay.
Going to next year,
Yeah.
Vanguard. I don't think this is the same.
I'd say B.
B,
I'd say low A.
low A.
Like I
I
that's
no.
I hear you.
This is no.
okay.
This is tough for me.
If y'all vote for B,
I
I'll
think
vote
it's
for B.
high B or low A. That's my opinion.
That is
That is.
what I'm thinking too.
Okay,
This is
we can rock
really
with
tough.
high B.
Because he was
Just wasn't
some
High
LAN
B. All
matches,
right.
he was dominant.
Yeah,
other
dude,
did
the
suck a lot.
champs final, they lost 2-5, but he was fucking frying.
But he dropped what 18 that last map or 16?
Yeah,
He fell off the map and then still dropped 16. Like he didn't even check. Like
dude,
that's crazy.
he kept the ice going, dude.
Alec,
Alec,
I'm gonna
oh,
say C.
I
I
would
think
say
C as
C
well.
as
Yeah,
well. Unfortunately.
it's tough, man. Like, ah,
He's so good too.
yeah, he's so
That's like
good. Yeah, like
Very
this is
impactful.
like one of this is probably his worst year in a hot minute. Like, maybe no, maybe even his worst year ever.
well, so
Besides,
it's
like
funny
maybe
because
up there.
like with
Easily his
Alec,
first
I
year.
feel like every year he's underrated, and then the one year where
Yeah.
people aren't underrating him, they're like accurately rating him. It's the one year where
No,
he drops like almost
I would
double
say
double
like
stuff.
yeah, every year besides this, he was like he's A at minimum.
I'd
Yeah,
say S Black Ops
I would
4.
say, I would also say S.
S
He also
Black Ops
really good.
4, S
Even like
Modern
IW,
Warfare, I think he was S.
I would agree,
Oh yeah, he
but
was really good on that
IW he was
Huntsman team.
fucking crazy
No, he was
in that team
what a
too.
Dude,
he's
Alex
such a
was using everything on that Huntsman
Yep.
here.
yeah, dude. I think he was their
But
second best
what
player
up,
by
Mike?
far.
Shit, I was just throwing that.
S-
Mr. Mick.
oh my god.
Sim, I would go A. I don't know. Okay, it's hard. KD wise, Sim had a better year, but like I feel like impact wise, it's easy.
Impact, yeah, I think I have the
I
same opinion.
I honestly think if we're putting them, I think we need to put them in the same spot.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
Uh, and if we're putting Simp in low A, I think Abizi
A
needs to be
BZ has
low
to go there. Yeah.
yeah.
A. Yeah,
I think like
I
yeah,
agree with that.
Sim just didn't
Because
feel
because
like
Simp was
that
better, Abizi
impactful,
was
but
more
like
dominant.
yeah,
Well, Simp, I feel like we're saying that just because Simp wasn't Simp.
that
Simp
might
was
be it
great,
as
but
too.
because his
But
Simp's peak is an MVP
yeah,
player
his
who literally wins majors off of himself. So when he's not winning
Yep.
majors by himself and he's just a very very good player, all of us are gonna be like, oh yeah, he's shit. But like, bro, the guy's still a monster. And like,
Yep.
so if we're putting him in A, I think we
okay.
notch Abizi up to A too.
I
We can
think
leave him there for now because I feel like what we'll do is we'll start to realize that we're gonna put someone in B and be like, wait, there's no shot that Simp and
Yeah.
Abizi.
yeah,
Let's put
yeah.
them in B and B.
All right.
So we can leave
I
him.
think we should do like players who played for at least two majors should be on this list.
Sure.
That
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, cause then we don't have to do like royalty or
Royalty. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Cap or
cap,
Sim?
big cap. God, that's so
I
tough.
I'd say
Yeah, this is a
C.
weird one. I would also say C, but
C
like,
above Alec or under?
Uh,
I'm gonna say over.
I also
I would
think just a
understand
tiny
like
bit.
he had a
you would, yeah.
1.16 in S and D.
He had a 1.25 in the first major.
He was
That is
really good,
ridiculous.
but he was a little inconsistent. But
Yeah,
also,
I
yeah,
think
really good.
his control kind of
Just his
stunk as well.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
We
looking at
just
his stats right now, he had a .91 in control
Yeah, it was
1.16
Wait, can
.7.
we just
and
can we just agree to put all of Boston Breach in C?
Honestly, dead
Because
ass.
I'm looking at them
I'm
now, and like,
down.
which one of them is worse than C or
I'm
better than C?
I'm
the
down.
only
Honestly,
one I might rate higher is probably Nero.
I
that's
think I think Nero's
no.
kind of overrated.
I think Vivid was a tad bit over better, but that's also
No,
because
okay,
I
wait,
think
minus Vivid, because we can get to Vivid in a bit, because he has
yeah
like dual teams. I'm saying all the OG
yeah.
Boston Breach guys. I feel like we can just safely
Oh
say we can
yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
Nero for a moment, but I feel like Zin and TJ were clear C's.
I'm just gonna.
yeah.
I think this is the order, in my opinion.
Why would you say
That is
Nero B though?
crazy. If you told me at the start of the year Zen would be in C.
What do you think about Nero though? Like, why would you say Nero's B? Because like,
Um,
okay, also like again, if we're
I
putting
don't. I
Nero
don't
B,
think Nero's in the
Nero
same
would
tier as.
immediately go up.
actually, yeah.
No, I think he's
So
top of
yeah,
C. I think he's
actually,
top of C. Like,
top of C. Yeah, because
Sure.
his pop off moments are crazy.
dude.
Like every time he spawned into Tuscan at one point, like he'd get like
Oh,
he
two
would
pieces,
die on
three
the first round.
Yeah.
pieces,
Yeah.
or just
No,
die.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Like
Damn.
again, he's
Dude,
very
what?
inconsistent. Maybe just throw him there, bro.
Just throw him in there.
Patty,
Just,
you know where to put him.
just throw
Bro,
him in
bro,
there.
I think Dave Patty is like a 4 out of 10 on every map. And he's never worse and he's never better. So I don't understand why he was on the team for so long
Oh
and
my
did not make
god.
a move. And he is still technically
Come on,
top
man.
10.
Stat Patty, dude.
Dude,
What was he
he
doing in
is,
those scrims, bro? I need
Florida
to
is
know.
lost. Florida is a dumpster fire of an organization this year.
Did you see their
Like,
rumored roster before the one they have now?
that one where Dav Patty was just the only
It,
like
it,
player.
I forget who it was. It was like Vickle. Um, who was it? I forget, but it was really really bad. Like
It
I don't
doesn't
know what their
matter.
management like is doing anymore. They went
Bro,
from
they
Wake
kill
and
me.
Skies and like winning everything, or not everything, but like 4 events in Modern Warfare to like straight dog shit.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna try and like damper the mood, but also like high key, I think the F3 rest in peace situation, like high key, put a lot of strain
I
on.
mean that messed them
Yeah,
up
he was
messed them up
I
in
think like that
insane.
qualifiers.
But
whole team like
I kind of don't want to talk
shattered.
about that. But
No, I don't either,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that's why I think
yeah,
they kind of struggled a lot. But we don't need to get into that. But that's just like my theory, which again,
yep.
rest in peace. But yeah, we can move on. Big Wake,
Big Wake.
he's such a weird case for me.
Yeah.
I'm
Ah,
inclined to put him in B, but also I would understand if we
What
want to move
people
him
used to
to
say
C.
about Dashy back in the day is how I kind of feel about him right now.
oh,
What, like
true.
kind of he's cracked, but also like he just doesn't understand how
He's
to like play with a team properly.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
But
think
like you
I'd
have
feel
to
the
throw
same
him
way.
in beast or straight up talent. Like I don't know, like he had a pretty good
yeah,
year. Like he was
yeah,
top like 7 in KD,
yeah. I mean, statistically, I guess, but
top 8.
it just doesn't feel like he
It
plays to
would be
win.
like he's the same impact as Simp in a
Yeah, it
sense,
just
kind of.
doesn't feel. I don't. I just feel like he doesn't play to win, kind of, and like, I'm not even sure if he knows what he's doing at times. But
I
like,
feel like with the right group around him, he could easily be an S
yeah,
tier
but
player.
yeah, that's
But
true.
I
like,
agree.
Like
yeah,
MW,
this game and just like
like
His
the
talent is S
yeah.
tier.
that's talented. Yeah, for sure. Like MW for example. Yeah, Caesar.
MW.
I think.
But I think like in a game like MW because you're playing 5v5, you can
Yeah,
get
that's
away with
true.
having a guy
You
doing his
can.
own thing.
You can just do your. Yeah, like. Yeah, there are
You can have
definitely
two
some players.
players do their complete own thing and get away with it.
That's true. Yeah, like a lot. Like.
Caesar probably had his worst year in the CDL era, right?
Um.
I gotta see
I
his
would
Cold War
agree.
stats.
I think
Hmm,
his Cold War stats were better,
I think.
if
I.
I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I can't. I can't remember how he was in Cold War actually.
I can check real quick on
I
him.
know he had a bad start to Cold War, but
Yeah.
like I don't remember like I know he improved. I just don't know how much he improved after
Caesar versus Optic is S tier.
that.
Okay, Caesar in Cold War was 1.09, and then this year he
Wow.
was 1.03.
Yeah,
Really?
but I think Caesar was more impactful than he was in Cold War. This year at least.
I
That's just
agree.
my
I
opinion.
agree.
But individually speaking, he it
These
was worse.
players are so hard to judge because, like, for the first few majors, they play with Dave Patty, who sucks.
Literally.
Yeah, that's why Vivid is like yeah.
We can leave him in B for now if we
I
want to,
I
and
think
talk about
B
B.
is fine for now, and we'll see later.
Yeah.
Vivid though, I think he was the one who suffered the most by playing with Stat Patty.
I
I would
agree.
agree. I think also too, he's like he had the potential to just take over a game,
No,
and then
yeah,
he would get caught in situations, and then one map just get blown out. Like I think like I don't think he's on the same tier as Sky and
Yep.
Wick this year.
I think he's like here, but
Him and Nero to me are like the same. I think.
Fair. I think that's fair.
all right, this is fine.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
I'm
fine.
fine with that.
A seam.
I'd put
Crap.
a Seaman C, honestly, but I'd
Yeah.
understand why people would think he's lower. Like, I think he's underrated, and I think he's a large portion of why
I agree.
LAG won Major 2, and people don't talk about that. But I
Yeah. I
think, like,
think yeah.
he had an underrated year again.
I think Major Two. I personally, he was actually my MVP. For Major
I
Two.
think so, too. Like, I understand why they gave it to Spark. I definitely do.
Yeah.
But I think, like, he was a monster. And even, like, that one series against Toronto, where he won that series. The LAG team did not win that series.
And it was a
Seaman did.
seam hard carry, dude.
I agree.
He shit on. Okay.
He's a
Gone.
monster.
Big P. Big P.
D.
Mm,
We didn't.
I
I'm
th-
not sold on
Did
Pierce.
he? I don't remember when Spark got benched. I don't remember like any of the matches he played in, so I can't really judge.
Yeah, they
um.
did not do well
I
with
think
Spark
low.
being
I
benched.
think D or low C is me. That's for
I would
me.
say high D
High D.
personally.
All right.
Yeah,
I think.
Before Spark, he was probably their best player.
Before Spark came in, I think he was probably like A or B for sure.
I think so too.
And then
But I
after
think
Spark,
and also I think we have to keep in mind again he was sick like the
Yeah,
whole
that's
year,
true.
so that's
yeah,
I feel like this isn't indicative of
Yeah.
like his performance. It's more like his struggles, you know.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we got Kyler next. Oh fuck. I'm gonna say my take about him later. You
If
guys
the
can go
game
ahead.
didn't exist, A or S.
What are you thinking, Greg?
I want to save my take for last because I just want to keep it for later.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. I think this was part of the LAG inconsistencies, is that he was not as strong as he could be, and I feel like if I'm putting Gunless in D, I feel like I should also be putting Kyler in D.
Okay, that was my take. I said I think
Yeah,
Kyler's actually lower than Pierce
I would agree.
in
Kyler did
D.
not have
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I'm not
good
against
year.
that at all.
All right. Austin though. Austin.
Austin,
I think he was their
A
best player all year.
A,
minimum, A
A.
Dude,
minimum.
he hard carried that last major. Holy,
Yes, he
Dude, when I
did.
saw his surge stats, I was actually mind blown.
bro. Dude,
He was
do you know
dominant.
LAG has nearly a 58% first blood percentage, and the second place is like Texas with like barely above 52.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, anybody gonna talk about that?
How
Okay,
did they not make champs?
I don't know, dude. They literally
That
won a
blows my
major
mind.
and they didn't win champs. That was insane.
I know. Blows my mind.
Spart though. Spart.
I don't even know where the
For
fuck to rank
D.
this guy,
He's
man.
just,
What a
yo
weird, what a weird.
Volkspart done.
Volkspark.
Volkspart done. God, dude.
Spark had a worse year than Allen. So,
That's I think yeah. I think he's like
I think you're right. I
low
think he's fair.
C top D. Low C. I'm down, yeah.
I feel like if we're
He was better
actually I
than
don't know. If we put
his for
Tej
sure.
there, then I think we gotta put Spark
Oh,
there.
I forgot Tejas and C, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair, that's fine.
fuck LAT guys, God, this is gonna be weird.
Draws, I'd say B
I'd say so too.
I'd say,
on the year.
I'd say B, but I feel like Loki might be kind of on top of B.
Like,
Like, I could understand why we would put him lower than Simpson and Beezy,
Yeah.
but I
oh
think
yeah,
like overall,
no,
like
yeah.
I'm fine with that. I
I
think.
think Draws was like I think he was their best player in Major 3 and 4 in my opinion.
Hmm.
And then Champs, uh yeah, Champs in like the Major 4 land, he was definitely like their second best player behind Ken in my opinion.
Sure,
I agree.
that's valid.
Um, he was I don't know what was up with him, but like ever since he just switched to AR, I felt like he was much more comfortable than like being on the sub.
Sure,
Yep.
no, it's valid.
And boy,
See, it's so weird because we think about LAT, how they literally won the last two events, and then also the first half of the year they were absolute dog shit. So it's
dude,
like, where the fuck? Like, if
it's
we're thinking
so
the full
hard.
season,
These guys are
like
so
it's
weird.
strange. If we just consider the end, like I guess they're all A's at minimum. I'd put Envoy in A personally,
I think
but
he's A as well. I think he was their most consistent player throughout the year.
The way the year started, Envoy was really good,
Yeah.
and the
mhm.
way he ended at champs, especially, he was probably the
No,
Finals MVP in my
you know what's
opinion.
funny? He actually has like some of the best engagements out of all the subs, but LAT play like the big maps like Gab and shit, like probably some of the
Yeah,
most out of the entire league.
Right.
it's a good stat to have,
That
especially on big
dude.
maps.
Like what? Ken? Oh fuck,
Ken, Loki
dude.
overrated. He's still a monster, but like, bro, he did not. Again, no disrespect to him, but
Yeah,
he
I
did
think
not deserve to win MVP over
that's
other guys on that team.
nah. I think that was
I'd say B.
yeah, I'd say B as well, but like I think that MVP was like just for champs. I'm assuming.
No, it was, but still, like
Okay.
I still wouldn't even have given it to him.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting because I like that. The winners finals against
I
Atlanta.
think
I think.
they gave it for like all of champs, not just the finals.
Oh my bad. Yeah.
I
Okay. If
think
it's
so.
all
Oh
champs,
yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
then
All the
I'm not gonna
champs. Yeah,
put it.
yeah, yeah.
I
Cause
don't know why
But
he brought
the
it.
way
Okay,
they
that makes
should
sense.
do it is for finals.
I would agree.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know. Like I don't know. Cause Ken like was the reason they beat Atlanta in the winners finals.
Yeah,
Right.
Ken was that Berlin Matthews everything.
Yeah. Okay. Octane. Great.
Octane, another weird one.
I don't.
Honestly, B again, because if we're doing the
Fair.
whole year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
His start
I
was
think he
really
was the.
bad.
I think he was the worst player on that team. Hold on. Let me. I think he was the worst player throughout the whole year. So I'm gonna like put him like here. I think.
That's
I
fair.
agree.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'll give it.
London. Oh God. Okay.
I don't even know what these guys'
The
names
highest
Dude.
are.
any.
Not gonna lie.
All right.
B.
We're doing this land only, right?
Yeah.
God.
To me, they're all C's, except
I,
for Afro maybe.
I kind of don't want to
Yeah,
like.
Afro.
I kind of. I kind of think Nasty
Oh
is.
wait,
I
no
kind.
way.
I kind of think
Or D?
Nasty's D. I actually think Nasty's D.
I would agree. Nasty and D.
Yeah.
I think we
Um.
can put Trey at the end of C.
Uh.
I would say Gizmo somewhere in the middle. I would say he's probably slightly better.
Gizmo to me is.
Worse than Alec, better than
I'd put him
Zim.
above Nasty.
You put
I'd put him.
Yeah.
Gizmo above Nasty? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. No. For sure. Yeah. Gizmo's
Yeah.
definitely better than Nasty.
I mean
Afro.
Afro.
You guys think he's B worthy or is like top of C?
From I think B.
No. Look at the people in B.
Okay.
Answer
Yeah.
that again. I think
You
top
keep
is C.
forgetting. Yeah.
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 Ooh. Attach.
Put him up an S. Low
Ah.
S or high A?
No, I think he's.
A.
I think no, I agree. Low S or high A for sure. I'm gonna put him
People
S.
I'm putting in S are probably Bell and
Oh, that's
Bruce.
no. I think S is gonna have a little bit more people
Okay.
than those people. Honestly, you know what? Fuck it. Hold on.
Fine. We can see how S shapes up because I feel like if we start adding more people to S, then we'll know.
Oh wait, I'm forgetting Pred. Never mind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's what I was
Pred
thinking. I was
should
thinking
definitely be
Pred,
SS.
Bruce, and yeah.
Okay, if we're doing SS, then I would put Dylan in S.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, not Envoy. My bad. No,
Oh,
isn't
Dale. Yeah, yeah,
Dylan
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to be
yeah.
in
No,
C?
no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
was like,
This
wait,
makes
I was
sense. Yeah,
tripping.
this makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah.
This makes
Okay,
Okay.
put
sense.
both Dylan.
Makes sense.
It's a Dylan thing. That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
Ooh, I think Mike was actually underrated.
I
Um.
would agree. I still don't think he's higher than C, but I think he's underrated.
Yeah. I think he might be C. I feel like a lot of people think he was D though.
No, I understand why people would say that. I'm still
Yeah.
putting him in C.
Florida teams, bro. Some maps he would be their best player.
Yeah. No,
He
that's why.
was the
Yeah.
best
Like,
player in some maps. Yeah.
I think he should be in C, but I feel like a lot of people would probably say D.
I'll say
Uh.
C. C is comfortable for me.
On the year, yeah, that's
For
that's
major,
what I
Yeah.
yeah.
put him.
Preston.
Preston. Oh
Preston.
no.
Yikes. Yep, we know. Yep.
Not Stat
Patty,
Patty, man.
Patty, we're not putting him below Patty. I wouldn't do him that dirty.
No, only Paris players would be lower than Patty.
Yep.
Standy. I. Okay, I'm gonna say. I actually think he's D.
I think he's D too.
I think. I don't. I.
I would
Dude.
put him above Nas.
I'd put
Would
him
I?
below
Yeah,
Gunless.
that's where I'd
Oh,
put him.
like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, dude, I don't know how you went from being like a top 10 player in Cold War to just this.
Complete ass, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
just shit.
how was he so bad at respawn throughout the whole year? He was like
He
consistently
was abysmal.
bad in
To be
respawn
fair
throughout the
to
whole year.
him, he was their main sub, and before Attach went to an AR, like his ARs were Preston and Mike. They
Mm,
weren't like
Yeah.
yeah,
that good.
No, I hear you. Clay.
Clay didn't play enough.
F. Oh, are we not ranking him?
Yeah, yeah, he didn't play for two majors. I don't think
Did he
that's.
not really?
No, he
Yeah,
played
he got
for.
dropped
Poor
after two.
guy. Wow,
He
he
pl-
got
he
shafted.
got
Okay,
dropped
if we're
midway.
ranking him, I'd put him in F, but if not, then we can leave him out. I don't care.
Yeah, Krim.
D.
I actually think he might be D.
I would
Just
say bottom of C, but I would
Bottom of
understand.
C.
bottom C. All
Honestly,
right.
top of D, I get it.
He had a
No,
really good
I
last
think he's
year.
top of D, but no,
Sure.
top
We'll
of
leave
C
him
I
out.
can see. Bottom C I
If
can
you
see
both
for
think
sure.
D, then I'm down to move.
I'd
Not
say top of D. New York was really
Okay.
bad.
okay.
Paco should be
Pac.
S,
I think yeah.
not SS.
Nah, for sure. I think Paco is just. I think if he was a better teammate, I could see him like maybe being like the best player in S.
Well, also, I'm trying to think of who would be SS, and I don't think he's on the same team as
Yeah.
Krish.
Okay.
I
That's
think
true.
he
That's
would be
true.
on SS,
No.
so I would say
Yeah.
he'd
I
be
think
SS.
those three are like the only SS players. Yeah.
Yep.
Nep
Second
actually
team,
played enough. He actually played
oh, he
enough.
did. I would put
Yeah.
him pretty low. I'm gonna be honest.
Top of D.
Yeah, sure. That's valid.
Yeah. He was like I think during New York he was like F and then LIG he was like probably D C bottom C at
Yeah,
I'd
best.
that's
say
what I would.
top of D.
Top of
True.
D.
I'd say he had a better year than Krish.
Paul
Paul, I'd
X.
say B.
I would agree.
B or A.
Paul.
Like I wouldn't be
Lower than Simp and
B.
Easy.
I think.
Probably. No, I think he might be
I
between
think
Kenny and Octane for me.
between like here. Hmm.
For me, yeah, for
I
sure.
he's like here for me. This is
Sure,
weird.
that's fair. Break
What
the
about you,
tie.
Krish?
Um, lower than Ken, I think.
Lauren Ken. All right.
That's how hard. Yeah. He's right there though. Either above Ken or
Yeah.
below Ken.
Tom
Or
Gravity.
Gravity. Dude,
Uh,
I think Gravity actually was like underrated.
he had his moments. He definitely had
He
his
did.
moments. Like pro am.
I
Uh,
think he had a better year than
I
Nap
feel
on
like he's
CDL.
way better than what he showed on that Bears team.
I would
I
agree.
agree.
I'd put him bottom of C.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yikes. Yep. We can just. Yep.
Okay. Anyways,
I
temp.
would put him up
I'll put an
there. I would
S.
put him up in A.
Temp
A.
S.
I,
S
I,
Well,
grade.
I,
so I'm only saying A because
cause
like
cause he was
His
cause
team.
2 and 20.
it's really hard to rate him above a
Oh,
guy like
that's true.
Interim Envoy if we think about his
A
circumstances.
guy who
Like as a
went two and
player,
20. Yeah,
literally,
against
like
The argument
statistically,
people say is like
statistically he's SS. But
yes.
like
it's easier to
he's yeah.
dominate on like a worse team.
Yeah, like MW
Yeah, I completely
Octane.
agree.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
I'd
sense.
even you know actually honestly I'd put him one lower than Slasher, but that's just me. That's
Honestly,
just
I
me.
could see it. Like,
If you I mean it doesn't really matter that much
yeah,
like slightness with it, but it's fine.
Lamar. I think he's.
Honestly, wait.
I think he's one of the best
Slasher and
players.
Temps, Slasher and Temps stats are like kind of comparable,
Oh,
and like Slasher won a major.
let me
Yeah,
see
tell
this
me
It's
shit
a
real
about it.
quick.
1.08 versus a
Do it.
1.06.
Run it. Yes, sir.
Lamar, I think he's like. I think he's one of the best players in C. Um, or
Yeah.
actually no, mid at C maybe at worst though. At worst.
I think he's
Yeah.
comparable to Alec in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
so
I
I would
think.
put him right next to Alec.
Wait, should we put Gizmo over Zin?
We should.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we do.
I think that's what I
Do you guys
remembered.
agree with that?
I would agree.
I see it for sure.
Wait, Zin has a 1.09 though. Like,
Yeah, but that's mainly because like Zin dropped like a 1.3 like Major 2.
oh, okay, right.
Besides that, he had like a 1.02 or something rest of the year.
Okay.
Mac's so weird because like I think he has his highs and he has his lows. You know.
Yeah.
I think he's higher C. I would say he
Uh,
had a better year than Nero.
um,
I
um,
would put him next to Afro.
yeah, I think like
Yeah,
here as well. Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure. Fred, we know.
So
Sib,
I
I'd
said
say
I think
S.
it's S. Yeah.
I'd agree.
Better than attach.
For me, no. I'd say interchangeable between him and Paco would be valid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd throw him above Paco.
Yeah. I think
For now.
this is fine. Benjamin Benz. God.
This is so weird to rank, man. 'Cause again, it's
Yeah.
like his stats don't
Impact
really
wise,
tell the
he's
full
up
story.
there.
Impact wise, everything else, he's like,
He's definitely not lower than C
I'd
for
throw
me.
him. Yeah, I wouldn't put him in D. I think he's
yeah.
better than every player in D.
I would
Uh,
rather have him in my lineup than Gizmo.
ooh,
Like
I'd
as
agree.
far as
yeah,
differentiating,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he's one above Gizmo at minimum. Yeah.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I like above him. Yeah, I
Ooh,
agree with that.
Cammy. This is Vanguard
D?
Cammy.
Cammy
I'd
did
still
improve
put
a
him.
lot from
He
when we
did,
were talking
yeah.
about Cold War Cammy.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I'd put him one below Octane
One below Octane.
for me.
I wouldn't be mad at that. No.
No, okay, that's fine with me then. Ooh, Kleenex. I
So
think Kleenex is
I would
A or
agree.
S.
Yeah,
Probably
I'd say
A.
A.
Probably A. Yeah.
Like top of A.
Top A.
Either above or below Slasher would be fine with me, but I'd say above.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's like right here. It's like
Yep, I'd agree
dude was
with that.
insane. I think inside might actually be B.
I was gonna say bottom of B.
Yeah, I actually think inside might be B actually. Like low key. Just because like he was so good at S&D and like he was actually pretty consistent at respawn.
Yeah.
He was really
Right.
Okay.
clutch in S&D. Uh,
Bruce
Bruce.
SS.
I think MC was better.
MC was
I
better,
think
yeah.
Fred was better too.
Ooh, you think Pred
To be
was better
fair.
than Bruce?
Yep.
Are
Yep.
Ooh,
you saying that because he was
No.
using a sub?
I'm saying that because I think Fred was better.
ooh.
Like
Okay.
if you remove all the AR whatever, I think Pred had much greater impact. Because also too, when we think
Mm,
about like ordering in this SS, they're all SS. There's no doubt that
yeah, that's for
Right.
sure.
they're lower than that.
Top three for
I
sure.
think like it's kind of hard to rank them in a tier when their stats are so comparable. Even if you think about their roles specifically, I think Pred. I think Seattle without Pred is not like there, and I think obviously Dashi was a monster, but I think Pred's impact for Seattle is just greater. That's why I have him one higher, but I understand if both of you don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think
I see what you're saying, yeah.
no, I can see it yeah as well. Like his impact as a player, especially like champs and like major for land stuff like that. He was like
Yeah,
Bro, I don't
but
know
no,
why Pred wasn't nominated for MVP.
that's that's
that
true.
blew my
That
mind.
was
Why
weird.
was
That
Kenny
was so weird.
nominated? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, Kenny, but like
After one event, he gets nominated for MVP.
yeah,
Ender,
Ender.
that's so weird. He sat out for like two whole.
Like, unfortunately, I
Even
would have to
even
put
with
him in
Ender
C.
sitting out, he is to me not below Nero.
Yeah.
No, no,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
even
yeah,
I
that makes
wouldn't put him
sense.
below there. Yeah, like
No,
even with him sitting out, there's no shot he's below Nero on that list. Like
yeah,
around there is fair.
Seth the King, baby.
He's at minimum B.
No, I think B as well. I think he was better than Cammy.
I would put him above
Sure.
Cammy.
I don't
Yeah,
think he was better than Paul though. So I'd say between like Octane and Cammy is
I think.
fine. Between Paul and Octane is fine.
Yeah, I
Even
think
between
he.
Cammy and Wake is fine, but like he's not better than Paul this
Scump
year.
at the start of the game, like, he was like
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
nuts.
top five. Yeah, I'm sorry the
top
game.
5
Yeah.
He was
sub,
crazy. Shotty.
Oh my God,
minimum A.
he was like
I'd say
here,
A.
and
I
then
would
he
say
fell
bottom of
down.
A.
Bottom of A.
I'd say bottom of A.
I agree. I think he was better. I do. Yeah, I agree. He was better than Simpin Beezy, but like he fell off, and
I'd put him above Kleenex, I'm not gonna lie.
whoa, what? Like just
Real?
jump from the bottom to the top of the tier.
I get it, but okay,
Hmm.
I'm
Where,
willing to
because
go as
they
far
both
as higher
play the
than
same
10.
exact role, right? And just
Um.
look at KD's.
I yeah. I feel like yeah, but I feel like KD's like not everything. Like
It's not, yeah, I agree.
Kleenex,
But,
like
like, they play similarly.
yeah,
They
Kleenex.
kind of do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, like they both hit routes really quickly and they pop pieces. Kleenex has always had like negative years, but like negative KDs like throughout the years. But we still all agree that like he's a high tier player at minimum. Um,
I'd say if we put Shotzi above 10th, I'd be cool with that. But I don't know if I'd put him above Kleenex.
I'm down for that. Yeah, I think this is a
Yeah,
compromise.
I'm mad
This
at
I
that.
think this is a
Okay.
decent compromise. Havoc did play enough. Okay, I think Havoc was actually low key. Like I think he's actually
Hella
top of.
slept on.
Yeah, I think he's hella slipped on.
No,
I
no,
think
I would
he's
agree. He's not better than Simon Abizi,
no.
but
I think
I
he's top of B
honestly,
somewhere.
I would put him right below Abizi, personally.
Yeah, I know. I think he's
He
top
was
of B
fucking
somewhere. I
good.
think
He was good. And honestly, like, I think Rocker were better with him significantly.
Yeah,
no,
way
for
better.
sure. Yeah, like
Yeah.
they were bottom four team in the league, and
The
then
game
Havoc
made
came
no
in.
sense before.
Yeah, Havoc came in, fucking went 5-0 in qualifiers. That's gotta
I
be
think we
something.
all forgot, like, everyone forgot that Havoc was a fucking monster, especially in
Yeah.
BO4.
Oh
And
no,
even
yeah,
on that OG Florida team, and, like, nobody gave him a fucking shot.
He was
yeah,
unbeatable in challengers this year. Like,
Dude,
yeah,
he's
nobody
a
could beat him.
monster. I don't
yeah.
understand why he wasn't picked up sooner. Like on even like forget about New York, like even like a different org that blew my mind.
Kismet to me, minimum B.
I agree.
Minimum.
I know
Um,
somewhere in B for sure.
I think he's better than Wake.
No, oh yeah,
Um,
definitely, definitely.
yeah,
I think that's for sure. Um, is he better than Seth and Cammy?
I
that's
think
so tough. I
those
think
two are
better than Cammy,
right next to
yes.
each other. Below or
Like,
above Seth, I'm not mad at that either.
like I think
I'd I'd
here
say
is fine then. I'd say here
I'd I'll say one above Seth for
one
me.
above Seth.
But
What about you,
if you
Krish?
two disagree, we can keep it
Go for it. All right, let's do it.
Is that it?
That's it. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I
He
guess
Honestly,
only
totally
played one
doesn't count.
stage.
Yeah.
yeah, damn.
Yeah,
I,
I think so. He only played Toronto.
yeah, you guys think it would make sense if I just like merged SS and S?
Hmm.
No,
Mm,
because looking
I
at the
think those
players, I
three
think there's
are
a clear
a
gap.
tier above than the
I would
yeah.
agree.
other three.
Hmm. What about
I feel like those
S?
three were
Hmm.
dominant all year, and then Dylan, when he went to the AR, he became
What about S and
better.
A?
Sib was inconsistent.
No, I wouldn't merge S
Yeah.
and A as
Okay.
well.
So,
I
yeah.
think
This
there's
is
a
like.
clear gap
It's, yeah.
between
Yeah.
S and A.
So like it's just like this is like the clear top six, and honestly, if you're making a top 10 for Vanguard, these 11 players, you're just gonna take one of them out, and this is it for sure.
Yeah, I think if I made a top 10, it would easily be like SSS in that order, and then like the top two of A minimum, and I think there might be some like interchange between like
Yeah, these three.
the
Yeah.
top three, and then maybe I'd even honorable
In my
mention like
opinion,
some
I'll
of the
do like this. If I was like doing a top 10 list, I'd say it was probably like these. Yeah, these 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Uh,
Reddit, that, that's killer.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's it.
wow. Thanks for coming onto the podcast. That was
Of course.
Yeah, that was
No
great.
worries.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So one more thing I want to touch up on real quick between us three. So if Breaking Point do like one of those fantasy leagues, are y'all we should get like Chase. We should get Chase and then like
Yeah, I can talk to Trick.
yeah, we should get the three of us like all in one. Like I think that would be sick. Also, I
Yeah, keep me
really yeah
posted on
Yeah,
it.
I'm down.
yeah I really want to go to one of those majors next year. Like when I'm off college. I couldn't go.
Bro,
Yeah
I had all access. It was fucking dope.
yeah I
Bro,
was
I
supposed
walked
yeah
around and shit, and I was in the back with some of the teams, bro. Oh, such a good
it
fucking
was
event,
great.
man.
I wanted to
Dude,
go.
walking
Yeah.
around with that badge, by the way, was such a fucking flex. Like, I was sitting in the fan zone with like tricks one moment, and then I just walked backstage.